It pretty much got to where the narcissist in the beginning had to have me at the best restaurant, even whenever I didn't care where I ate, and was love bombing me. Nobody ever made me feel that way. Like, no, only you get top of the line restaurant and stuff. Like, I've never had anyone care that much, if I eat at a really nice place. And he paid for stuff up front. He always was selfish and wouldn't pay for hotel or flights. Or if I wanted to go on a trip, I always had to pay for it. He was really cheap, or I don't know if it was just cheap or selfish. I honestly think the guy was really in debt. The other thing I noticed is he used every musical artist. He has like an artist development group, and he gets paid for consulting, and he makes every artist pay for his flight, his hotel. I noticed even his partners, like he had partners at his label, he never would have his debit or credit card on him. And if anyone dated a narcissist that did this, I guarantee you that you guys know what I'm talking about. Everybody else was always getting out their card, except in the beginning. Other musical artists, these rapper girls that were at the same artist development group, they told me he spent $10,000 on one of their cards in one day. It was like he felt so entitled, or just would make an excuse. Oh, I don't have my card on me. So you ended up, he was a total parasite or a freeloader where you paid for everything towards the end, or he would bug to borrow money. And then after he cheated on me with the new supply, I found out they broke up. He used her for what he wanted, Diddy type stuff. And then I would get love bombed some, where like he mailed a coat to me, which I thought was really nice. Like he finally was getting me some stuff, and Lord knows where the pink coat came from, if he ordered it online or if it was an ex's and he was recycling it or something. But I actually thought it was nice. I got a pink coat mailed to me, and he never would use his real address. He had a fake address that he would mail me gifts from. And then after him and the new supply, he had a primary supply at home the whole time that I never knew about. And after him and the new supply broke up, then he kind of recycled me or started giving me more attention again. He always kind of had me on the shelf, or did the intermittent reinforcement where he breadcrumbed me just enough, would get my hopes up that we would get back together whenever we were broken up. Like I always was told, like, well, if you could behave like this, then we could be together. It's pretty much what he would say to me, because I would question him. I was figuring him out, and I questioned where he was, or if he was cheating, or why I wasn't at his house yet. And then he would gaslight me and do that Darvo thing. He always would tell me pretty much if I behaved or submitted that we could get back together, and he would say stuff like that all the time. Chrissy, the psychic that dated a narcissist, one of her videos here was so true. If you figure the narcissist out, if you're highly intuitive and very intelligent, him or her do not want somebody that can figure them out right away. If you're smart, where you can tell them no, where you can call them out on things. They want somebody that submits and never asks questions. They want to be able to cheat on you and have you have such low self-esteem that you just let them do whatever they want, I noticed. So I totally agree with Chrissy in that video, because that's what I felt like. It's almost like he could tell when you figure him out. He was very good at mirroring and studying you in the beginning. So then after him and the new supply broke up, he called me on the phone, and then of course you get all excited again. You're like, wow, maybe we're going to fix this, maybe we're going to get back together, because he would just give me enough attention to get my hopes up, because he really love bombed me in the beginning where I thought he was wonderful. And then when I started having boundaries or saying no is whenever we started having a lot of problems and a lot of fights. It made me afraid to ever stand up for myself. I felt like I was walking on eggshells, because he would flip out on me, and he also was the head of the label that I was at. So I was so scared of getting my contracts cut or I would almost like apologize to him, and it was terrible because as a girlfriend I could never stand up for myself because it was almost like a Diddy situation where a lot of these people in the industry, the men love to get in charge of the women if they're a DJ, a writer, a singer, and I would never do it again. I actually went to a female distributor. They helped start country singer Gabby Barrett. She actually helped me get with the people that started Meghan Trainor now, where I'm doing songwriting. I would never go under a guy in the industry ever again. I've had bad experiences with a few of them being narcissistic, thinking they're entitled, taking money and not doing work, freeloading and living off of artists. They all have these immaculate houses, sports cars, and they're living off of artists' dreams, is what all these narcissists are doing in the music industry. So he ended up calling, and I have the text message there. He told me, Google it. What do you want, sweetheart? And I thought the nice man was back again, because I really fell for him. He was like, what color Christian Dior bag do you want? And I didn't even know what Christian Dior was. I am not into high-class items. I'm an easygoing girl. As long as the guy works hard, isn't a bum, they don't have to make six figures. I don't need all name brand everything. I was never raised that way. I didn't have name brand as a kid. I didn't care if we ate fast food or a fancy restaurant. So he probably really liked that about me, even though I didn't know it, that I didn't need all high-class items, even though I think he likes to look like he was high-class. I really didn't. I think that love matters more than money. I was always raised to go for love, not money. But he ended up buying this Christian Dior bag, and then he wanted to buy me another one. He said, Google it, it's $2,500. Then he buttered me up. Oh, his bank account was frozen all of a sudden. I think his partner got robbed by him and froze his account, or he had no money. So he said, my bank account's frozen at Christmas time, and me thinking we're getting back together, loaned him a few $1,000s, like $3,500 right around Christmas to help with his bills and Christmas for him and his family. He never paid me back, and he also charged my card at a hotel around $1,000, and he tried to charge $1,700 another time here. So he took advantage of me. I almost feel like he bought me the gifts, like they say with a narcissist. I think there are strings attached. They act like they're being sweet. They probably recycled an old item that was their wife or girlfriend's or something. Get you like counterfeit bags. I tried to sell the bag to make some of the money back on eBay, and eBay flagged it counterfeit. I almost got in trouble with my eBay account because he lied and said it was $2,500 and it was one of the fake Christian Dior bags. So I was like, that lying bastard, $2,500 goggle it, he actually wrote. He didn't even spell Google right. I thought he was being sweet, and I honestly think he did the bare minimum, cheap-ass gifts because he wanted to live off of me. They like to freeload off you, make you pay the bills, help pay this luxurious lifestyle for these narcissists when they're total bum losers. Then after we broke up, I found out he owed $77,000 some for one kid I never knew about in arrears. A total bum. It's just like the one lady said, they always have to live off of somebody. If it's a girlfriend, if it's a boyfriend, these narcissists are total losers. They spend out of their means. They take advantage of or use everybody. If you have one hoover you, from my experience with the gifts and acting like he wanted to come back, anytime it became a hoover, I started thinking, what does he want this time? Because the only reason they call is they mostly want money. They want to bum money off of you, use you for something. I'm sure they use women for sex. They use them for money, for a house. I think they're total freeloading bums. That is what these, from my opinion, a covert malignant narcissist was, a freeloading parasitic bum. I'm actually really happy to have gotten out of it. He would think he's so sexy that he tried to marry on my birthday as if I'm losing such a catch, and they're a bum.